Hey everybody, this is Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and today I'm going to share with you a few fun stamps that we have from the Flutterby collection, and it's all about beautiful butterflies and layering. We have a little stencil to use with a couple of the butterflies, and this is not going to be as lengthy a video as some of our other ones, simply because the difference in the stamp sets. We've got an alpha stamp set, and we've got a really big stamp with these scrapbooking kit. So there's not as many examples to show you, but I do have some fun things to go through. We also have a great die set. I'll go through that. So let's start with the inks that we have. I'm using these are all from the Stamp Market, and I have Golden, Sunshine, Meadow, Lemon Curd, Pale Plum, and Plum. So those are the ink colors that I'm using. The first thing that I wanted to show you is and I'm going to actually do a little stamping here a minute. So is the stamp subscription, and we have a great alpha. Let me make sure that's in frame. We have a great alpha this month for the stamp subscription. I love the character with this alpha. It's not just a plain bold one. It does have a little bit of something to it, and I really like it. So obviously, I mean, there's not a lot that I can show you what to do with an alpha. You know, you can just stamp out your titles, stamp out a lot. I'm going to show you a couple things that I did. But the first thing I wanted to show you before I show you some examples is let's stamp a little something. So I have stamped the word flutter in the pale plum, and I'm going to show you how to use the fun stencil. So in the creative kit, you get these two beautiful butterflies, and then you get the little stencil. So what this allows you to do is to stamp the butterflies in one color and then fill them in with another. And so I'm going to do this one here, and we're going to do it in the plum. And I'm not right over top of it, but I will do my best to get a good image on here. So isn't that pretty? Wipe my stamp off so I don't get that all over. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up. So for this one here, you're going to use this one, and you're just going to line that up on there so that you get it on all of them. Now you can use a little piece of washi tape if you want to hold it down, just for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to try and be super precise. And I'm using a little blending tool. There's a number of different blending tools that you can use. I got a whole pack of these from Amazon. We've got some great smaller ones. I think they're sold out. I'll have to get more. We had some in our store as well. And I'm just using the lighter plum. And I'm just going to, not a lot of pressure, because I want to be able to build the color on here, because I want to actually be able to add it a little darker in some spots. So I'm just kind of going kind of light in a swirling motion and filling that in. Once I've kind of added a little bit of color, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to make it a little bit darker here at the center. Maybe a little bit more there. And you can get different sizes of these types of brush if you want to make them more precise in spots. I like it to be just kind of random. And then isn't that pretty? So these are a lot of fun to play with. So you can mix and match all the colors and have a lot of fun with that. You can see where I did it with the two yellows as well. I did the black with the yellow. And so then, of course, this one is the one that goes on this butterfly here. So those two come together, and I think that is really, really fun. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can stamp that on some scrap paper, cut it out, and turn it into a die cut like I did here on the card. If you want to combine it with the lettering like I did here in my little book, I stamped off the page a little bit the kind of the header for each list that's on here. So I kind of brought it down off of the page a little bit, and I thought that was really neat. And then added the butterfly in a couple of them as well. Then another way that you can use those alphas is to actually kind of in the background and lay your journaling right over top, which is what I did here. The journaling prompt was describe the colors, scents, and sounds of August. And so I stamped colors, scents, and sound, and then laid my journaling right over top. So that's another way you can do that. You can combine. So in the deluxe journaling kit is this great set here where it says currently. So if you love to do lists, this is a great set for that. So you have currently watching, listening, loving, and reading. And these you can combine kind of with that technique that I just showed you. So you could stamp using the alpha stamp, the larger word, and then you could stamp over top of that with the currently. So you can see where I actually did a layout using that. So I have currently, and then I have reading, watching, listening, and loving. So it's kind of that same idea that, that we have going on here, just a little bit different. So the other thing I did as well is I used the currently. You can use these separately with some of the butterflies, is really kind of pretty too. I wanted to point out that this set, when you see it, it may look like there's only one stamp here. There's not, there's two. So there is a butterfly, this one, and then there's this large note. And I love this because it turns into a great journaling card. And I'll show you an example of that in just a minute. You can stamp them separate. You could put any of the butterflies in the background of that, is really kind of pretty. Like I said, I did two of them here. The other nice thing is our die set, which we have. That particular butterfly from the scrapbooking kit will work with this die set. Because it's so detailed, I like to actually cut it out first and then stamp the butterfly on it. And it makes these great die cut butterflies. And you could color in the wings on that. You could stamp that in any color you want. A few more examples from that die set. This is just a plain white one. This one is out of patterned paper. And then this pattern paper, originally I was going to do the two kind of greeneries with the green, but what's kind of neat is when I stamped them, or when I used the machine on them and cut them out, where they fell, it's kind of pretty either way, right? I think that's kind of neat. So the pattern paper, this is from the scrapbooking kit. I did the little tag. Again, you could kind of use either way. I thought that one was, I kind of positioned it over that part of this collage paper. But I thought these were really kind of pretty either way, whether it's whichever side you did. The green is pretty, but also I thought that was kind of pretty. So and the dies are sold separate. So those are just an a la carte thing that we offer that you can grab and throw in your cart. Let me show you what I did with that, where I took and I stamped this and then cut it out. And I love this size. It's about a 3x4 size, just a little bit smaller, but it makes this great journaling block. So you could do an entire mini album with these. You could even turn this into, you could put a photograph in the middle of that. You could do it that way. You could use these on cards as well, or just in any kind of journaling. If you're doing a daily journal, it would kind of be nice to do that because it does have the little date thing on there. So some fun ideas on how to use the stamps, how to use the stencil with these. And again, this one is from the Creative Kit. This one is from the Deluxe Journaling Kit. This one, these two, are from the Scrapbooking Kit. And then you have the stamp subscription. So short and sweet, that's what we have, and that is some of the fun ways that you can use them. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I love when you do that. And until next time.